Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of this business. It's for an Amazon KDP business created in November of 2016 in the books and information niches. The average monthly revenue for the business is $44,287 and makes an average of $26,282 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are an Amazon KDP account with 72 books, an ACX account with 43 audiobooks, domain and all site content and files, all book files, assets, and their descriptions, an email list with a little over 1,100 subscribers, and writer relationships. So for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 59448 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a brief overview of the business for sale. Let's hear from the seller with me today. So welcome to the show, Jet. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your business. So to start us off, can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, so I come from a consulting and corporate marketing background. So two of the skill sets I've honed over the years are operations and marketing. And both of these skills have lent themselves very well to entrepreneurship and building businesses.
Very nice. I would say that is a strong combination. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much of operations are involved in marketing or really any component of business that's may be seen as not an operations focused role. So yeah, definitely. Cool. So let's see, this business was created in 2016. So it's been a little bit of time. So why are you deciding to sell the business now instead of keeping it and growing it?
Yeah, so I've been in the publishing industry for over 5 years now, and it's been quite lucrative. Through this business, I've been able to pay off my house, my car, student loans, pretty much have been able to buy anything I've wanted. The business has really helped me become financially free. But over the past year, I've shifted almost all of my time and energy into real estate. So I haven't had time to expand the business, and I feel like it's a good time to let someone else take the reins and grow it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard that recently this year, a shift from online businesses to, I guess that would literally be brick and mortar back into real estate.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So you built this business from 2016. So what did you learn from building this business that just seemed to work?
Yeah, so over the years in this industry, I've learned that quality is everything. With KDP, if you put in the effort to make a truly amazing book that readers love, it becomes an asset that will produce money forever. Most of the self-publishers in the industry end up taking shortcuts or creating subpar books by trying to get them done in 6 to 8 weeks. With my process, my books often take 6 to 12 months to create.
Wow.
And that's because I realized, after doing it for a while, that quality was everything.
Yeah, awesome. So it sounds like I can't tell if that's from experience, but did you want to talk about anything you tried with this business that didn't work out so well?
Yeah, so one of the things I wish I had done when I started out is make more difficult books sooner. So I know that sounds a bit counterintuitive, but when I first started out, I went into markets where the books were easy to make, but quickly learned that either the price points were too low or there was such a low barrier to entry that the entire market would become flooded with competitors. And so I switched to topics that were extremely difficult and time consuming to make. And for example, one of my latest books, which is a bestseller in the category, took 12 months to make. And most people just don't have the patience for that. I wish I could go back and kind of do that from the start, but that's definitely a good lesson I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was referring to as far as speaking from experience. It sounds like the quicker, I think you said a few weeks or maybe a couple months to make books normally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's probably just a sign of experience to say, I'm going to spend an entire year possibly before I launch this product. Well, great. It definitely seems like it's paid off. So now the business is in a slightly more mature phase. Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business for maintenance?
Yeah, so the business is very low touch currently. Like you mentioned, it is mature. So the only real day to day activities are around optimizing the ads. And so I spend about 10 minutes each day looking at my Amazon dashboard. Otherwise, there's not much work to do for the business.
Got it. Very cool. And if you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
There's really three things that I would do to grow the business. Number one is expanding my catalog in the existing markets that I'm already in. Specifically, one of the markets that I'm in has a lot of potential for expanding more products and workbooks and things like that. So that's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is go into new markets. I'm already, spread across a handful of markets, but there's always good opportunities out there. And then the third thing I would do is run ads in new markets, such as the UK. So currently with my Amazon advertising, I am mostly focused on the US and a little bit of Canada. With the UK being the second largest market, running ads there could definitely help grow the business.
Okay, so that definitely seems like some great opportunity to grow the business. Of course, with any opportunity comes a degree of risks. So, what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
Yeah, so the biggest risk I would say is increased competition. There's such a low barrier to entry with this business model since anyone can publish a book on Amazon. However, a lot of my books have a moat around them. They're often the top ranking in their market and have so many reviews that it makes it incredibly difficult, if not impossible, for someone else to compete. And the second risk I would say is future ad costs. So, obviously Amazon controls the pricing on their advertising platform. And in general, if you're making money from the ads, they're making money. So they tend to play nice, but that is a thing to think about in the future.
Yep. And anybody who's listening to this who's experienced with Amazon or KDP is probably familiar with those risks. Got it. Okay, so a few housekeeping questions to wrap this up. How much support are you willing to offer a new buyer?
Yeah, so I'm willing to provide 60 days of support, including 2 Zoom calls per week, which I know is twice the amount that's usually offered as a standard.
Yep, definitely. And awesome. Okay, next question. Would you commit to a non-compete?
Yes, I would.
Okay, perfect. And are you open to something like an earnout?
As I mentioned earlier, my motivation for selling the business is to use the proceeds from the sale to purchase more real estate. Therefore, my preference is to sell the business outright, but I am open to discussing terms.
Okay, perfect. And putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
The business has a multi-year track record of success. My books have amazing reviews. They're diversified across many markets and are consistently profitable. And there are very few business models out there that are quite as passive as KDP. And I can confidently say that I have some of the highest quality books in the industry.
That's awesome. Okay, last question, potentially. Is there anything you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
No, I think we covered everything there.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Well, I'll wrap this up here. So, Jet, thank you so much for sharing your story and joining us on today's episode. And I hope your business is purchased in the near future and by the right buyer.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 59448. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.